married. Now, the husband says, you cannot go into the basement. But the wife does not listen and goes down there anyway. Come to find out, there are dead women. And unfortunately, Munyong's mom became one of his victims. Now, speaking of the mom. So, in that flashback, while Munyong was downstairs in the basement and the bloodstain of her mom is still there, so Munyong asked why did Bluebeard kill his wives. Obviously, they didn't listen. Well, that's what her mom said. And then her mom said to Munyong, I want you to always listen to me. And she always has. Until now, if you think about it. Munyong's mom, well, we never saw it. We never had a scene about it, but I think it's pretty obvious that Munyong's mom always said to her, you cannot hang out with Kangtae. And there were flashbacks of her trying to avoid Kangtae and pretty much made him run away. Until now, where she has contact with him, she has invited him over and made him live in that house, which made Munyong have these nightmares. And this dark figure, which is obviously her mom, giving her these nightmares, and she's warning her, I warned you, I'm gonna kill the prince, which leads to Munyong screaming and saying to Kangtae, leave at once, leave at once. So she has her own nightmare, and it does relate to the dad having his nightmare because obviously he killed Munyong's mom. Now, since I'm still talking about moms here, that lady in the black coat, at first I was like, there's no way that's her mom. And then she kept saying, I'm your mom. And then I was kind of convinced just a bit. But then one of the nurse said, the lady in the black coat, she suffers from depression and delusion. Her daughter died in a car accident. And for her, it's hard to accept how things are right now. So again, that's not her mom. So now we got another flashback of how Kangtae got into the water. Now, we saw a flashback of Kangtae's mom hitting Kangtae for sending Sangtae home alone. But then we didn't really get more info from that. The flashback continues. Kangtae runs away because he said that Kangtae belongs to Kangtae, which we know how Sangtae got that line. Sangtae belongs to Sangtae. You know, we got that one scene where he got mad after Kangtae ripped the contract and he started hitting him. So, flashback. Kangtae runs, Sangtae chases after him, and then eventually they made up, they're playing around, but then the ice is not as thick as they thought. Sangtae fell in, but then Kangtae, he was staring, obviously he was worried, but then he thought, what he said, he wishes that his brother was dead. I'm like, damn. And then he just kept staring and then turned around, and then Munyong witnessed everything. And she was like, Ka, just leave, get going. But then obviously Kangtae turned around, jumped into the water and saved Sangtae. Unfortunately, Sangtae, he just walked off and Kangtae was in the water, and then we all know what happened there. So that's how he got into the water. Now we know what was in that contract that Sangtae signed. Pretty much allow Sangtae to be Munyong's illustrator, since Kangtae is taking care of Sangtae, and Sangtae agreed to live in the house, which pretty much Kangtae, he has to live in that house. Like, he's not forced by any contract or any type of agreement. He's only there because of Sangtae. So pretty much that was Munyong's plan to get him here, is to legally have Sangtae in that house and live in that house. Such a tricky little monster she is. You know, this episode was really informative. Like, it gave us a lot of info about Munyong, her parents, the basement, the flashback. It gave us more info about how Kangtae got into the water. Now for Kangtae, I feel like even now he still feels that way, where he's tired of taking care and watching over his brother. And I feel like that he still feels that way now. And it does relate to what Munyong said. Are you going to abandon your brother or spend the rest of your life taking care of him? I don't know if he's going to still be taking care of him. Is Kangtae going to abandon Sangtae, or is there going to be a middle ground to it? I don't know. But man, this episode, was really, really good. And it does bring Munyong and Kangtae kind of closer now, especially with that last scene. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts on it. You guys like this episode? Because I know a lot of people are giving me their point of view, their opinions about, about this situation and that situation, and I do read it all. Sometimes people don't read the comments, but hey, I read the comments. So anyway, if you guys like this reaction, give it a like, comment down below, and subscribe. See ya.